Hey everybody, welcome to Mr. B University. This lesson's all about how to measure pitch on the musical staff. In our last episode, we talked about pitch and duration. Well, we're taking pitch today and looking a bit further into what it's all about. Oh, hey everybody. Last time we got together, we talked a little bit about, let me show you. We saw a little video about pitch and duration and said that pitch is all about how high and how low a sound is, and that duration is about how long a sound is. Well, we're going to look a little more deeply into pitch today and talk about how we measure how high a sound is or how low a sound is, and that we use something called the musical staff to measure pitch. Let's take a look. All right, so talking about our musical staff, we want to know that our staff is made up of 5 lines. Okay? Our first line is at the bottom. In music, we always start counting at the bottom. So our bottom line is line number 1. And above that is line number 2. And then line number 3, which is the middle line when you have 5. Then line number 4, and finally the top and highest line is line number 5. All right, so our musical staff is made up of 5 lines, and you might notice it looks a bit like a ladder. Just like you can climb up and down a ladder, notes can climb up and down the musical staff. Notes is what we use to show pitch. You can go up the musical staff, and you can climb down the musical staff. This is all about showing how high or low a pitch is. Now, notice that these lines here have space in between them. So our musical staff is known to have 4 spaces. There's space number 1. It's the place between the first 2 lines that we call space number 1. There's the second space, the third space, and the top space is space number 4. So our lines and spaces make up our staff, but our pitch is shown by one of these. This is a musical note head. Now, a note head is a part of a note, the round part, and that's what we use to show how high or low a pitch is on the musical staff. A pitch or note can be on a line, any one of those lines. And our notes or pitches can be on any one of the spaces as well. Okay? So, in using these note heads to show pitch, I'm going to put a tree on our musical staff here. That's going to give us an idea of high and low. Way down at the bottom of that tree, the bottom of the trunk is where the ground is, and we think of the ground as being low. But those leaves way up in the top of the tree are high. So the tree and the musical staff are helping us to see high and low. Let me put one of these note heads here on the first line. Now that is a low pitch because it is showing down on the first line of the staff, way down at the bottom of the trunk of the tree. But we can move that pitch higher simply by moving the note head up the musical staff. Now it's way up here on the staff and showing in the top part of the tree. That's a higher pitch. We can move it lower again and show it lower on the tree. Remember, the tree's not really important. It's just there to help us see the high and low of the musical staff. Let's move that pitch up again. That's a little higher. There it is. And one more time, we'll move it a bit lower. That's not very much lower, is it? It's just right below the last line we drew. So, when we talk about pitch, we talk about moving up and down the musical staff with our note heads. And it shows pretty much like the video we saw before, that notes can move high and pitches can move higher up the staff and lower down the staff. All right, that's our episode on measuring pitch on the musical staff. If you'd like to get more out of it, go ahead back and watch the video again, but make sure to click on the Get Credit button to get credit for this lesson at Mr. B University. See you next time.